Good morning, Rabbi Sai. Wow. Okay, we're live in Donnie Benedict's house, right here in Woodmere. It's a big schus, small little crowd, private, intimate, unbelievable. So I just got here from Eretz Yisrael, where tomorrow is the beginning of the Shabbaton. The Mame. Yeah, Leah and Hara. She's a Benedict? Also, wow. You like that? Well, okay. You'll tell her that we're related somehow. So as I got here, I was realizing like I'm a little tired. What's going on? I realized it's 3:30 in the morning for me. 3:30, and for you, it's what? It's also a little from LA. It's earlier. Why are you tired? It's 5:30. The reverse. Okay. Anyway, it's great to be here. It's great to be, especially here with me and Don. We're very, very similar in a lot of ways. I say this all the time. We're pilots. We do real estate. We learned in Panovich. What else? We speak Hebrew and English. What else? Clean shave. Ski. Oh, ski. I used to ski. Now I snowboard. It's different. All right. Anyways, it's great to be here. Do you all do the daf or not really? Who doesn't do the daf here? Who does? You don't have to be embarrassed. Who doesn't do the daf? That's it. Only 4 to 5. That's it. Let me just show the island real quickly. Here, I'm turning the camera around. No, doesn't want to go. Oh, it is going around. Okay, great. So that's the matzav here. So, okay, so just a few people. I'm not really going to address you guys, but it's always a great time to start. We're starting Masechtas Menachos in less than a week. We have a brand new Gemara that we put out with crystal clear shot. It's all in there. No notes. It's all right there throughout. And there's a QR code on every daf. Takes you straight to the shir once the shir comes out with the charts. So if you join the shir, you get one of these for free. It has like nice charts in the back. It's a cool Gemara. Here, all the look at this, guys. Look at this. Mati Belsky. It's unbelievable. He's here tonight. That's why I showed it. Like charts like this, you see? Anyway, great. I just want to talk about a minute. We have a few more sponsors, believe it or not. This guy went from being a gold sponsor to platinum, put in another $10,000. RB Della Lighting, and then we have Shloimi's. And is it going on over there? Go fix it. It's okay. It's sponsors as long as the charts go on. And Lechem is a sourdough person. Also, all the sourdoughs and all the rugalach and stuff like that from Shloimi's. Yishkoyach to the sponsors. What do we got? You need me to hold on? You're on that one for some reason. Okay, keep on going. Moving along. This is from Donnie Fine, boys. I just did something I've never done in my life, and I never thought I would do it, and it's all thanks to you. Instead of watching a movie, I learned Torah on a flight to New York. I just did today's daf. I don't know how others do it, but there's no pictures to prove it, but it felt really good to be maximizing my time in the flight. Basically, people always send in pictures of them learning. How do you get that picture? It's all staged, he's saying. Looking forward to seeing you at the Shabbaton. Now I can go watch a movie. I earned it. This was today while I was giving a shir in my brother's basement in Far Rockaway. So the guys got together in the Beis Medrash to watch the shir live. This is what's going on in the Beis Medrash when I'm not there. You can see my seat is empty, but the guys are just sitting there. It looks like they're paying attention. All right, David Salomon. Rabbi said, if you come to the Shabbaton, you'll get to see all these people. David Salomon is going to be the dedicated memory of Avi Mari Reb Shmuel Baruch Ben Reb Chaim Tzvi Dov Zechron Livracha. The Sechta sponsor anonymous. The Lishmas Daily Shlom Yehuda Zechron Livracha Ben Shmuel Chayim. Asher Shagav Lam Kach Kol Chayav. Great. Anonymous. Zech Lishmas Nachum Tzvi Ben David. Sponsored by Skybrook Capital in honor of our friends Mary Kovacs, Taki and Sham Shlafrak for their devotion to her study in the Shir. Joel Gedalis. The Lishmas my father Jack Gedalis. Anonymous. That's Lachim Baruch Nitz Begashmias. Monthly sponsors: Ariel Simon, Refuah Shlema, Avi Mori, Baruch Mebiriam, Jamie Azulai, Refuah Shlema, Esther Bas Luna, Esther Walkenstein, Mazel tov to my husband Kalman and Talon Walkenstein on his 40th birthday. Anonymous: Brochat B'Lidai, Baruch Tzinisim Ben Shoshana Leah, Yehuda Ben Yom Ben Chava. Anonymous: Refuah Shlema, Naftali Heretz Ben Henya Leah, a hidden tzaddik in our generation. Weekly sponsors, MDY Zoom Shpach in memory of our dear friend, Mr. Henry Rosenblatt Shalom of Kibbutz Lavi. His friendly and kind-hearted personality brightened our day. Baruch. Again, people don't know how long they're going to live. Nobody has a lease in life. He got up early in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning every day to work, and one of the machines in Kibbutz Lavi, the one that produces that furniture, crushed him. He's a big part of our shir. He used to be on Zoom every single day. Weekly sponsors, Stephen Rubenstein, Lili Nishmasim Mirasi, Esther Bas Pesach, Mishpacha Rubenstein, Yitz Moshel, in honor of Yosef Erman, who at 42 joined the Hashmonayim Brigade to defend Jewish lives. Daily sponsors, Michael Berkovici, Lizchus, Refuah Shlema, Ephraim Ben Sarah Edel, having surgery today, Refuah Shlema. Stevie Eisenberg, happy 75th birthday to Norman Eisenberg, MDY chairman of Century Village, Boca Raton. Anonymous. Yosef Chai is sorry for Parnasa Berevach, Refuah Shlema Yehoden Taneta Ben Bashev Bracha. He's in the hospital now. He just texted me that he went back to the hospital. He has a brain tumor. He should have a Refuah Shlema B'Karev. Refuah Shlema Mordechai Ben Esther. Refuah Hayel Daniel Zeh Ben Ayelet Esther. And Refuah Shlema to Ben Schwartz's father, Yosef Yael Ben Leah Malka. Boys, you got lucky today. Really geshmaka, almost like a gadita kind of daf. Fun daf. A lot of words. And when there's a lot of words, I like to read quickly, but since last time I tried that, when I came off a flight and he took me to the hospital, he said I was slurring my speech. I was in Moti Belsky's house. I stopped the shir in the middle. I thought that I'm having a stroke. He convinced me it was a disaster. Anyways, if I start slurring my speech, do not worry about it. It's 3:30 in the morning. It's normal to slur a speech 3:30 in the morning. Omar Mar. Daf Kuf Tes Vav on the base, all the way in the bottom. Got it? Kuf Tes Vav on the base, 3 lines from the bottom. Hakol Sherim Li Karev. Every type of animal you can bring on a bama before the Beis Hamikdash. In other words, you can bring a giraffe, you can bring a buffalo, you can bring a chicken. All these animals that you can't bring in the Beis Hamikdash, you can bring on a bama, provided that they're kosher. Benani Mili, Amar Avuna Damar Krov, Vayiven Noach Mizbech Lashem, Vayikach Mikala Behema Atayra. Noach brought every type of kosher animal, Umikala Atar, all kosher birds, every single one. He didn't leave any out. If it was kosher, he brought it. Says the Gemara, Behema Kimashmai. Behema means a behema. Like what? Like a cow, a goat, a sheep. Chaya b'chlal behema. What does that mean? So we look at the pasuk over here. Look at this pasuk in Dvarim. The Torah describes all the kosher animals. It says Zois ha-behema. This is a behema. And what does pasuk Hey say? Ayal, utzvi, v'yachmor. These are not behemoths. What are these? These are chayas. A deer is a chaya. Yachmor, ba'akoi. If you went to the safari, a bunch of us in this room went on one trip together, right? Shmak moed. Ayal, utzvi, v'yachmor, ba'akoi, v'dishoy, usa'oi v'zomer. But it says Zois ha-behema. So you see that the Torah calls all these chayas a behema. Okay? So you could bring on the mizbeach, you could bring a wilde chaya, a wildebeest. Wildebeest, I think we're also kosher. I don't know, we decided to kosher. Fine. Chaya b'chlal behem. Now we're holding on top of Kufta Zayin Amud Aleph. Zachar ben Akeva is Tmimim Balamum. You can even bring an Akeva, you can bring a Zachar, but here's the big chiddush. You can bring a Balmum, something that has a blemish. It has a broken bone, where in the Beis Hamikdash it's definitely Aser. You can bring blemish. I'm just going to read these words over here, even though they take them out. It's interesting. When I looked it up, I couldn't believe it, but I said it in Shir. Did you guys know that most birds, they don't have a male and a female? They do, but they don't have zachrus. They don't have, you can't, a human being won't be able to see which one is a male and not. So that's why in the Beis Hamikdash, there's no difference between a male and a female bird. Hey, look it up, you'll see what I'm talking about. But also, there's no tamus, meaning by bird, there's no such thing as a balmum, unless it's missing a limb. So, and so there's another pasuk over here. It says in the same pasuk, and it says ha'if. So birds and the behemoths are the same. It's just like by a bird, there's no zachar nekeva, and there's no balmum, so too by an animal. But if it's missing a limb, that even a ben noyach cannot bring on his bama. A bama, for those of you who are new here, means a private mizbeach. They used to have it on the rooftops in the backyard. They had a private. So you can bring any type of animal you want if it's kosher, besides a balmum. Now, if you had a guess, let's play a game. What type of animal could noyach not bring onto his mizbeach? So we just said. No, chaya, yes, tame not, but a missing limb. What else? Here, so let's see this one. Here we go. There's three that we're going to be discussing. B'chusar aver. What else? Anybody? Take a guess. No. Treifa. Treifa, like a hole in the heart. It's not going to live for a year. Boom, can't. And there's one more. I'm not going to tell you. If you can't figure it out, we're going to learn it inside. Here we go. Omar Rebbe Lazar. How do you know if it's missing a limb? A ben noyach or noyach himself can't bring it onto the teva. Which is a double lashon chai basar. We learn from this pasuk that all their limbs must be alive and well. Not just the animal is alive, but the limbs also. Perhaps it's coming to exclude an animal that has a hole in the lungs, heart. One of the, I think there's 24 treifas, not going to live for most shitas hold that it's something that's not going to live for more than a year. There's a couple came to a doctor, and the doctor didn't like what he saw in the husband, so he calls the wife to the side room. He says, "Listen, I got to talk to you. Your husband's he's not gonna make it, but if you treat him well, he has a good chance." So she comes out of the room. What did the doctor say? He basically said, "You're a dead man." So treifa is a treifa. That's no good on the mizbeach. So v'dim lemute treifa. Maybe it's coming to exclude a treifa. Says the Gemara, no. Oh, melachai is zer nafka. It says, Hakadosh Baruch Hu tells Noach, I need you to bring all these animals onto the table. Why? Why all these animals? What was the point? Anybody? What was the point? The point is to continue, that there should be a continuation of animals in the world. There should be monkeys, elephants, all these things. Hashem wanted them to exist. So if he wants them to exist, they can't be a treifa, because a treifa can't have children. So Hashem wanted him to have animals that could reproduce. Says Gemara, but that's great. There's a machlokes whether a treifa could have children or not. Just because it has a hole in the heart doesn't mean it can't have children. So one man says it can have children, great. So it comes from zera that you can't have a treifa. But if the pshat is, if the truth is that a treifa could have children, where do you see that the Torah is excluding it? So perhaps Mukalachai comes to exclude a treifa, not a balmum or mechosei. So the Gemara, Amakra itach b'daimulach. Hashem tells Noach, I want you to bring animals onto the teva that are similar to you. I'm just going to show you some older pictures. And the truth is, I want to show you, and this is from less than a year ago. It's those who remember the technology that we had a year ago. We spent maybe close to $200,000 a year to do these kind of videos, and then we changed out that whole team to AI, just to remind everybody.
Unfortunately, the vet said you're a treifa. Such a shame. You didn't even leave behind any kids. All that's left for us to do is to try the kupas ha'ir.
You are entitled to one salvation. Which salvation would you like? A treifa cannot give birth. This is a machlokes in the Gemara, and according to halacha, it's not possible. For salvations beyond the natural order, please insert an additional 1,000 shekels.
Anyways, whatever. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but if you saw this, the one that we just did of the teva, it's unbelievable what we did in last year, where we came from this to no, it's crazy stuff. We have a few things today, but not as good as that one. Great. It was This reminds me, like when the guy pushed Zer Shel Kayam or whatever. This is a famous story in Eretz Yisrael. This 90-year-old woman had a baby. So at the bris, somebody asked her, like, "What was shot? How'd you have a baby when you're 90 years old?" She said, because she went to the Kupa Shel Tzedakah, and she wanted to have a refuah shlema, but by mistake she pushed Zara Shel Kayam button. Zok the Gemara. So Hashem tells Noach he should bring animals onto the table that are similar to you. So therefore, just like you're not a treifa, so too the animals that you bring on the table shouldn't be a treifa. So Gemara, V'dilma Noach gufei treifa. Who told you? Maybe Noach is a treifa. So Taisus asks a great kasha here. Based on what I said, it's a great kasha. It says Taisus here. It's going to get there. We know Noach lived 300 years after the Mabel. So how in the world could it be a treifa? You're asking me, maybe Noach was a treifa when he brought these animals onto the Deva, but if we just said that a treifa can't live for more than a year, how did Noach live for 300 years? And the fact that he lived 300 years after the Mabel, obviously it wasn't a treifa. So he goes on to say, okay, so this goes like the Mandama that says that you could live more, he was actually weaker. Okay. So the Gemara says, Tamim ksibei. It says that he was tamim, he was whole, he was not a treifa. But perhaps it means that he's not whole, his body's whole. It means that he was a good person. It says tzaddik sivei. That already is included in the word tzaddik. Dilma tamim v'drachav tzaddik b'masav. Maybe tamim means that he was an anav. Tzaddik means that he didn't steal like the rest of the generation. So if Noach was in fact a treifa, would Hashem tell him, "Oh, I want you to bring only animals that are similar to you"? Hashem said, "Bring out." So if he's a treifa, Hashem would say, "Bring only treifa animals onto the teiva." It doesn't make any sense. So once we're learning from itach, so why do I need the pasuk l'chai zera? That they should be able to reproduce. This is an older picture from back in the day. Perhaps Hashem said you should bring animals on the table to keep you company. You're going to be there for a year. You need some company. A pet dog, a pet lion, So therefore, I would think afilu zaken, afilu saris. Maybe it means even animals that are old can't reproduce. Saris, neutered. It's a big issue to neuter animals, right? A lot of people have dogs. We had a dog. You want to neuter them because then they start behaving normally. So what do? It's a deraisa to neuter a dog. So what do? So a lot of people don't even know it's also, right? So they go to the vet and they chop. This is deraisa to neuter your own dog. So they say, okay, so they sell it to the guy, but that only works in chametz. It doesn't work with neutering. It's a big problem. It's a problem. I'm serious. I couldn't find the heter. We had a dog. We had to get it neutered. We couldn't get it neutered. Like I went to every rav. I asked every shaila. Maybe there's a kula. So go to the modern Orthodox community. They have some kulas. I went there. I couldn't find any kulas. Says the Gemara, Tahir Babalay Tmeim. When we have it Tmeim Mutahir Ba'ishata, it's in the time of Noach. Noach didn't have. What was a tummy animal? What's a non-kosher animal? Yes, you have to be gers over here. Noach, he chose the animals that are going to be kosher. And the ones that are not going to be kosher, he took 2. The ones that are going to be kosher, he took 14, 7 and 7. But how did Noach know? Says the Gemara, Rav Chizda, he brought them in front of the teva. When the teva took 7 of the males, 7 females, he realized that kosher. But if the teva didn't accept them, they were tamei. Yesterday, by mistake, I said in Shir that, Shlomo, our main AI guy, we have Yoshi, the artist, we have Shlomo is a younger guy that does a lot of the AI. So I said, don't start out with the guy. Start out with him. Some guy made a comment that he doesn't like that he put one of the karbanis was smoking. So he heard about this email. So from then on, every karbanist is smoking cigars and he goes, don't. So I said, don't start out with the guy. Because somebody said, oh, how's it possible that, you think giraffes aren't giraffes kosher? So how come there's only 2 giraffes in your... was a beautiful video that he did for the Teva, and the guy's like messing with him, the giraffes. I said, don't start out with him. From now on, all we're going to get is giraffes. I opened my mouth. So here, he did another giraffe one. Here we go. So basically, the Gemara says that whoever comes by, the Teva decides if he's kosher or not kosher. Now just remember the video I showed you before with that cow.
Can enter. All the rest cannot. Are we seeing giraffes again today? Shouldn't we try something different?
This is gonna be giraffes forever now.
Come on in, let's get moving.
Next few weeks, get ready for giraffes. Anyway.
But the Rama never, there was a show a couple of Dafs ago about the Rama making it of
the Raim.
Yeah.
Yeah, what about him?
Did he make it on the cut?
Yeah, but nobody spoke about him. You mean he had the cut, his nose was in the nose. The nose.
That's all that can get in.
Yeah. All right. Rabbi Amar Kra. Shalom Aleichem. You can come in, guys. V'habayim zachar nekeva. Habayim meileim. Who's there? I didn't see who it is. It's your guest? And I see a Rabbi. Shalom Aleichem, Rabbi. Oh, and Spicy's here. Spicy made it. Okay. See, I didn't have to do a video for him. He's here. Huh? Get over here at the Shabbaton. Get over here. You getting a little excited, Spicy? Let's go. So basically, it's not that Noach brought these animals in front of the Teva, and the Teva decided. They came, HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave them the Chachma to come, two zebras, 14 giraffes, v'chulu. Omer Mar. V'akol karvu oilos. All these animals that were brought by the Bama, it was all oilos. That's it. The only carbon they were brought was an oila. As the Gemara oilos in Shlamim loy. What about Shlamim? V'kseh v'yizbuchu Zevachim Shlamim la'Hashem parim. There was Shlamim in the time of Noach. Eleima hakol karvu oilos Shlamim. They brought oilos and Shlamim. V'tanya v'Shlamim loy kim oilos. But what do we do about the fact that it said that only Bnei Yisrael brings Shlamim? Oilos and Shlamim loy. Kiman da'amar le'karvu Shlamim b'nei Noach. It goes according to Madam. It says that Noach and his generation didn't bring Shlamim. The Idmar. So we have machlokes. Rabbi Elazar, Rabbi Yosef, Rabbi Chanina, Chad Amar, Karvu Shlamim b'nei Noach. One says that in the time of Noach there was Shlamim. Chad Amar loy karvu. There was not. My time in the Mandamar, Karvu Shlamim b'nei Noach. What's the reason? The Chsiv v'Hevel Hevi. Think about it. Famous Cain and Hevel. Hevel brought a carbon, brought sheep. What did he do? What kind of carbon was it? And from the fats. Now, if it was an oila, the entire oila goes onto the mizbeach. So why does it say fats? What kind of carbon do we bring fats onto the mizbeach? Here we go. We use this picture a bunch of times just to remind the guys. This is a murim. So from kachim kalim, such as shlamim, you only bring certain parts of the animal, and one of the parts, if you look closely, is the fat, right over there, the white stuff. What's the other stuff? Anybody remember? Kidneys, and what else? Skirt steak, very good. Here, kidneys. This is the fat that goes above the kidney. So that fat goes to this guy's kishmak, no? Great. And then you have the skirt steak. Viserys are covered. Great. Okay. So that can only be from a shlamim, not from an oila. And what's the reasoning for the manama that says that Bnei Noach did not bring a shlamim? D'chsiv uri tzafon uvay teimon. Tisnaru mushmasevet tzafon. Like shake off the nation that only brings karbanos in the north of the Beis Hamikdash. What carbon do we bring in the north and not in the south? All kachi kachim. So that means Oila. The nation that brings Oila, meaning Bnei Noach, Betavei Uma, Baklai Yisrael, Shemaseha, Batsafin Ubadarim. Klai Yisrael brings Shlamim, which is in the south of the Beis Hamikdash, of the Mizbeach, and Oila, which is in the north. It's interesting. Think about this for a second. It's only Yiddishkeit that has this mix, that we're able to take Gashmius and elevate it to Ruchnius. We have a Shabbos Suda, Yom Tov Suda. We take a carbon Shlamim, and it's a carbon to Hashem, but we eat from it. We enjoy it and we benefit from it, like the Bezrat Hashem, the Shabbaton. Tons of Gashmius, but it's basically Ruchnius. It's all, the whole thing. It's a high Ruchnius, Bemis. A lot of Gashmius. It's a Jewish concept. The others don't have that. It's like, by them, it's all or nothing kind of thing. They have Oila. They bring, the whole thing goes to Hashem, and that's it. They don't have the Shlamim business. So says the Gemara, you have to know how to do it. But we have safari with Torah. That's what we have. 2 shiurim a day, but safari. Shmak of food. Well, Zok the Gemara. Umar nami yoksiv u'mechalveim. So now we just have to figure out what each one does with the other one's limud. It says u'mechalveim that Bnei Noach brought the skirt steaks and the fats. It says Gemara, no, that Hevel didn't bring chalveim. Misham nehoin, he brought the fat ones. He brought the bigger, the better karbanis. Not from the carbon he brought the fats of that carbon. He brought the fattest, the juiciest behemoths that he had. Umar nami yoksiv u'ritzafen. And what does the other one do with the pasuk that seems like that nation that only brought oilas stays with oilas, and Klai Yisrael brings shlamim. In other words, Goyim don't bring shlamim. Ahu bekibutz galus u'chsiv. It's referring to when Mashiach comes, Be'ezer Hashem, Klai Yisrael is going to come from all over the place, from the tzafan and darm. It's not talking about the type of korbanos. I forgot, you also went on the safari with us. Great. It says, think about it. Oilos, but what's the word right before oilos? Zevachim. What does that mean? Must mean shlamim. So you see that they brought shlamim b'nei Noach. Vasinu Hashem again. Says, no, zvachim la'achila. It means they ate steaks. It wasn't a carbon. Va'oilos la'krav. It only brought oilos. V'aksiv va'ikach Yisroi choisem Moshe oilos vachim. Next week's parasha, huh? Missed it by a week. Yisroi, the father-in-law of Moshe, brought oila uzvachim. So what did he bring? He brought Zevachim. You see that he brought Zevachim. He brought Shlamim. Says Gemara, Ahu la'achar matan Torah d'chsiv. That's after matan Torah. What's the joke? I don't even know if it's so funny. There was I'm going to butcher it, so forget it. Something about a priest having a lot of children, but how do you have a lot of children? He's not going to get married. Oh, that was before matan Torah. Something, I don't know. I can't, whatever. Something like that. You got the joke, even though I didn't. Okay, fine. We'll let you get away with it. Tomorrow you'll have the joke. No, when Yisrael brought the Shlamim, that was after Matan Torah. So now we go in a little bit of a gata. When did Yisrael come? When did he become Jewish? According to the Mandam, it says he came after Matan Torah. Great. So you don't have this answer that it happened after Matan Torah. He came before Matan Torah. So what's special about Bnei Reb Chia? Anybody remember? From Shas. Bnei Reb Chia, who are they? What's special about them? They were twins. What about Reb Shua ben Levi? Anybody remember anything about Reb Shua ben Levi? He went into Gan Eden, he tricked the Malach HaMavos, and he went to Gan Eden, and he couldn't kill him, the whole story with him. It says Machlokes when Yisrael existed, before the giving of the Torah or after. Okay, you're right. If you say that Yisrael came before Matan Torah, so then he has to hold also that Bnei Noach actually brought Shlam. That's why it says that Yisrael brought oil and Shlam. Says I think there's a very powerful sentence over here. It says in the Torah, remember this for next week. Vayishma Yisrael kohen Midian. Ask the Gemara, Ma shmua shama uba v'nizgayer. What exactly did it hear? What did he hear? So let's read one line and let's go back. So we have a whole machlokes. What did he hear? Milchemes Amalek shama. He heard about the big war with Amalek and Klal Yisrael destroyed Amalek. So now let's go back. Ma shmua shama uba v'nizgayer. Every guy heard about Milchemes Amalek. Or the next pshat is Matan Torah. The whole world heard about Matan Torah. And the Gemara is going to prove it. So what happened? He heard a shmua uba, and he came, bin Izgayer. He's the only one that actually took action. I heard. They were inspired. It's very nice, very, very moving, very touching. What a speech. Wow, shma. And then what? What do you do after that? A lot of people got inspired. They Matan Torah, Kriyas Yamsuf, whatever, all these things, He's the only one, Shama Shmua, Uba v'nizgayer. And he took action and he became a ger. So here we have a bunch of videos here, one after another, all AI stuff. You have to understand, this is all produced in one day. This is Daf Yomi. Every day, it's scratched. Learn the Daf, they start that morning learning the Daf. They don't have this prepared a week in advance. So this is the Jews against the Nazis. Because our Amalek Nazis, you get it? Yeah. I don't know what he said, but it looked good. You guys will help me out. There's the Hasidim, some on Shabbos Zachar, they eat kugel. That's Bigamatria Amalek. You know about this? Ayin is apple. It's an apple kugel. Mem is male, is like flower. What do we have? Lamed. Lamed is lokshin. And kuf is not kugel, kartoffel. Kartoffel. So you have potato kugel, you have apple kugel. Okay, you have Yerushalmi kugel. So the question is, huh? It says yes. Where's Ariel? He's here. Revari, chum gesendet mishpuchan. Shalom aleichem, kinsaran. Wow, look at you. Because of you, you inspired us also. In our Gemara, we also have those v'hodar. Huh? Menukin, and I heard our school came out with Menachas Menukin now. It's all, wow, Givaldi. Menukin for all. Is you getting feedback? The Dayan likes it? Is our school getting feedback? I have to ask Rabbi Gedalia. No, I'm saying, what's the bigger seller now? Do people demand it? So listen to this, I'm in the middle of my kugel thing here. So the kasha is, huh? Right, so listen, here it gets even better. The question is, so then why is Amalek so bad? These are all good kugels. Like, what's wrong with Amalek? The answer is, Asher karcha baderech. Because what's the problem with Amalek? They cooled it off. Cold kugel, there's nothing worse than cold kugel. A cold potato kugel. Ugh. That's the problem. Oh. Zog the Gemara, Rebbe Lazar, Amidoy Yomer, Matan Torah Shama Uba. He heard about Matan Torah. Kishenitna Torah L'Yisrael Koila Hailach Misoifa Oilam at Soifai. His voice went from one side, the sound went from one side of the world to the other. All the kings of the nations, Achazas and Rada, they were so fearful by Chaleim in their palaces, Vamru Shira. And they said Shira. But you see, that's the difference. Saying Shira, saying thank you, I believe in Hashem, and actually stepping out of your palace, going to Klal Yisrael, becoming a ger. Shenemar uveichaloi kuloi oimer kavod. Describes the kulam until Bilam and Rasha. Now they all went to Bilam, which happens to be in our parasha this week, because they came to Paras the Eitzah. One of the people giving mates is Bilam. V'amrloi ma kol ha'amin asher shamanu. They knew that he knows more than them. What's this crazy noise that we heard? Shemam babel balaylam reminds me in Eretz Yisrael last year. You guys don't know about this, Baruch Hashem, but just to think about it, we went through trauma. All Israelis are damaged now. I'm telling you right now. So I saw my wife get up at 2 in the morning when the siren goes off at 2 in the morning. You know what it is? You're deep in your sleep, and all of a sudden, whoo, she jumped out of bed. I hope she doesn't see this. She ran full force right into a wall, banged her head in the wall, and I saw her go. I thought she'd lost consciousness. She didn't, but she injured herself. The fear. I'm serious. So we would wake up in the morning and we'd come to shul, whatever. Did you hear that? Yeah. Yeah, what was it? Like your whole building shook and you heard a boom. You don't know what it was. Was it in Gaza? Did a missile come through that we weren't aware of? We used to ask the question all the time. Did you hear that? At about 8 o'clock at night. Sometimes when they were blowing up they still do. They blow up the tunnels in Gaza. It's so loud, and you hear it, and sometimes your building shakes. That's how it depends where you live. But in Ramat Bet Shemesh, we feel it and we heard it. So, anyways, you come the next morning, you wake up, like, what do? You turn on the news. You're in Bilam's time. There's no WhatsApp. What was that noise? What happened? So they go to Bilam. That's the only answer. You have to go to a Navi. Maybe he knows. So you go to Bilam. What do we hear? Shema Mabel Balaylam. Is there some sort of Mabel coming to the world? Hashem Lamabel Yashav. Amar Lehem Vayeshev Hashem Melech Loilam. That what? Kfar Nishba Kosh Baruch Hu She'enoi Mevi Mabel Loilam. It's actually a first pasuk here. V'akimoisi is brisi itchem v'loikares kol basar oim mei Mabel. We learned in school when we were kids. Hashem said there'll never be a Mabel again. So they said, oh, very good. So there won't be a Mabel of water, but there's still a tremendous noise. So maybe Mabel Shalmayim and maybe. Ava Mabel Shal. Just this week, Maisa Shahaya. It happened less than a week ago. No, what day is it? It happened like December 26th. A guy in Ghana, Africa, decided that his name is Abu Noach. Maisa Shahaya. I'm not making this up. I show you a thing. I just sent it to the market before. He claimed that he had a nevuah that there's going to be another Mabel, and he needs to raise money to build a teva. And he started building a teva. I have a video of it. I'm going to show you a video. And he says December 25th is the date. Rabbi Sai, he told Oilam for a whole year he's collecting money, and he's building a teva. And he's like, but they said, but it says in the pasuk below, yeah, Mabel oid. There's not going to be a Mabel. He says, yes, but you guys sinned so bad that Hashem took it over. There's going to be a Mabel. You need to give me money. So some people mortgaged their homes. There's going to be a Mabel. So they mortgaged their home, and they gave him money to buy. December 25th comes, and there's no Mabel. Look what they did. Here, I have it. I'm telling you. In the Hebrew share, I didn't have this. I heard about it. I didn't find it yet. Here, take a look at this. It's a little delayed from here to there.
The flood predicted by Ebo Noah did not come as expected, acted which angered the thousands of believers who had gathered there to await its arrival. Even Noah had claimed that God warned him of a global flood, and said only those who joined him would be saved in preparation. He announced that he had built 8 large wooden arks. His message spread quickly online, and an estimated 280,000 people traveled to stay near him seeking protection.
280,000.
Many followers also donated large sums of money to support the project. When December 25th passed with no signs of flooding, frustration and panic grew among the crowd. Some followers began questioning where their money had gone after reports surfaced that Evo Noah had used donations to purchase.
He bought a Mercedes for $90,000.
Rose a group of angry followers, surrounded. Ebo Noah witnesses say the situation became chaotic. Many former supporters say they feel deceived.
The kids said they burnt his teva and
refunds and legal.
Oh, this was me tonight. I was driving with Yaakov Linger. Yeah, I did a thing with him, and he asked me like, "Is everything all right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just jet lagged." I was like. So driving by there, and it says MDY Torah Center. I called him Mark. I said, "Is that has anything to do with us?" He says, "Yeah, guys learn there every night, so go check it out. It's here." Satellite location. So in Israel, we have 29 live satellite. As I'm giving a share at 9 o'clock at night, 29 locations. It's huge in Eretz Israel. Over here, we're still looking to. In Barbach, we have 2 strong ones daily. In Phoenix, where Mark lives sometimes. So when the clock matches like it's a normal time in Phoenix and it's 7 o'clock in the morning. Well, they do live and also in Los Angeles. Okay, we're looking for more places. It's a tremendous thing. People love it because you come live and you get to be with the chevra, schmooze with them before, after, laugh together, cry together. It's givaldic. Says the Gemara. Vayeshev. No. Fine. Maybe he'll bring a storm of fire. The Hashem, the judge of Hashem is going to be fire. Here, let me show you a little clip that he did. This is all AI. It says National Geographic, right? It could have been real, but it's not. This is a mabel of fire in the world. Lava. It's a combination of the Eiffel Tower. Who? Mamish Hashgacha Pratis. Weiter. How long are we into this year already? Wow, we got to pick up pace here. Okay, so we're having too much fun here. No, even a fiery. There's no fiery end to humanity. Hashem is not going to do that again. So, but what's this big noise that we heard? Hashem has something very special jewel, whatever you chemda. I don't know how to describe chemda. Like something you'll see in a second what it is in his treasure. Tough is 400, right? So 400 plus 400 is 800. Tough, kuf plus 100 is 900. Ayin dalid 74, 974. In other words, just short of 1,000 generations. It's supposed to be 1,000, but Hashem gave it to us a little earlier. Before the world was created, he wanted to give it to his sons. Hashem yivarech es amo yivashal. I can't even sing because it's so late at night. Hashem yivarech es amo yivashal. Okay, so another sheet is that it was Matan Torah. Yisrael heard about the Kriyas Yamsuf. Here, this is fresh for today. There's the ones of Klal Yisrael going. This is the Kriyas Yamsuf destroying the Egyptians. Gishmak. Okay. Shenemar v'yichishmoy kolmachi amoyri. V'afrochav ha'zoyna omro l'shluchi Yeshua. This is unbelievable Gemara. The famous Rachav, she was on the wall over there when Yeshua sent the people into Israel to see what's going on. So she hid them in her house. How did they get in? They climbed up the wall with a rope. They went through the window, and then when the cops showed up, she said, "I don't know what you're talking about. They already left," and she hid them in the flax. Right? In the beginning of Yeshua, you guys know what I'm talking about? Great. This is Rachav, the Zaina. Kishamanu is asher hoivish Hashem es mei yamsuf. Maishna hasam. So the Gemara says, you see that she even heard about the yamsuf. Everybody, every guy heard. Even a low-level person like Rachav heard about Kriyas Yamsuf. Maishna hasam the Omar. Now the Gemara is just like a gadata. Why does it say over there? V'lo hoya bam oid ruach. The Amoris, they didn't have the spirit anymore. They couldn't fight Klal Yisrael. They're too psychologically they were done. Kama is the lotion of standing. Like kama oid ruach bish. Says the Gemara daf kufta zayin on base. Da'afilu akshuye nami lo yikashu. Their body wasn't in a position to have relationships. The men weren't ready. So the Gemara says, how would a woman know what's going on by the man? So the Gemara says, the Omar Mar in kol sar benoged shloi ba'al rochav hazoyna. She was a professional. She had relations with every single important person. She was only 10 years old when Klal Yisrael left Mitzrayim. And she had znos for 40 years straight. When she was 50 years old, she became a giyaris. Amra, she said, Hashem should forgive me. This rope, this window, this flax that I used to hide my clients, I used to bring them up the rope and then hide them from their wives and from whoever within the flax. I used those three things to save these Jews, and that's why you should be Moichel. Now, what's pshat over here? First of all, if you want to become a giyaris, you want to do tshuva, you do tshuva. You say what I did was wrong, and you mikabel for the haba. You say I don't want to do it again. The Gemara is saying an unbelievable thing here, that I guess Hashem could have a tain on a person. I gave you these beautiful attributes, and what do you do with them? You took what I gave you. Some people, they take the tremendous kishrin that Hashem gives them, and they use it to swindle other people, to steal. Hashem gave you kaichas, so you use them in the right way. She said, yeah, Hashem you gave me these things, and what did I do? I did the wrong thing. I'm going to take, so the best thing to do is to say, Hashem, you know what? I messed up. But I'm going to take what you gave me to use it for the good. A muscle, you're not going to like it so much, but let's say, your smartphone, your devices. I used it in the wrong way in the past. I didn't watch the right things. But now I'm going to use it for Torah. I'm going to take that thing and change it. That's tshuva. And guess what happened? Who did she marry at the end? Yeshua, the greatest person in Klal Yisrael. He was the leader of Klal Yisrael. When Rabbeinu wasn't alive anymore, he was number one. So she went from being the bottom of the bottom, there's nothing lower than her, to marrying the top person in the world. You do tshuva. Omer Mar. Oh, turning to the daf. Adar Global, special experts in international payments. Nobody even said it over here. Wow.
They like the story.
They were like, whoa. L'schus refor shleim al yad Michal ben Shulam is l'schus hatzlacha l'kol Klal Yisrael. Omer Mar. Begoim b'zman hazeh Rishon Lasis came. How do you know that a guy could bring karbanas? Trump could bring a carbon today on Obama. The Tana Rabbanan Daber Bnei Yisrael. Bnei Yisrael b'tzuv mashchut dichutz. Only a Jew has an isser to bring a carbon outside of the Beis Hamikdash. V'en a guy b'tzuv mashchut dichutz. They don't have a problem. Lefichach kol echad v'echad b'nei lo bama la'atzmo yimakir v'lo kol ma sheyitzeh. Every guy could build a bama in their backyard and sacrifice a carbon, any type of carbon they want. You are not permitted to help them out, and you cannot shecht for them, do anything for them. But to teach them and how to do it, that you could do. And the Gemara brings a great story to prove this point. She was very friendly with Rava. There's a few stories in Shas with her and Rava. She was the mother of the king, non-Jew. Shadra Kurban al Rava, she sent a carbon to Rava, Shalchalei, and she said, Askul na'alei l'shem shemayim. I want you to put it up there for Hashem. Amar luhu, the Rav Safra, the Rav Acha, Rav Huna, so he sent two Talmidim, Zilu v'davru trei ulmei gulai. Take two lads, goyim, that are the same age. It's very interesting. Super makbid over here. What's the perfect way to build a bama? First, you can't build it. So first, you see over here, it has to be a non-Jew. Two non-Jews the same age, because the same age is beautiful. It's like something special. Go find, this is also incredible. It reminds me of the Vilna Gaon. The Vilna Gaon says that if you were to build a shul from scratch, but that everything was from scratch, even the shovel had no tumah to it, and you had l'shem shamayim, and everybody that built it was a Jew that did it, and everything was it would be a shul that can never be destroyed. Have over here, he says, take dirt that was never used. Well, no, big deal. Dirt, no, you have to go to the ocean, and when the ocean pushes the dirt in, grab that, use that. Ushkalus tzivi chad, to take brand new wood. And that's going to be a little bit of a discussion for a few lines. Wood on a bama, does it have to be brand new or not? Over here it says brand new wood. Va'apiku nura mimara chadta. You have to take a piece of metal, a brand new piece of metal, strike it on a stone, where from that you'll have that little spark and you'll light the fire. In other words, again, even the fire, the matches that you're using have to be brand new. Listen, she asked that it should be towards Hashem, perfect. I'm telling you how to do it in the most perfect way possible. V'askuna halei l'shem shemayim, and do the whole thing l'shem shemayim. This must go according to Rebbe Elazar ben Shmuel. It can't be wood that was once used. As the Gemara of Rebbe Elazar ben Shmuel, but on a bama you could have wood that was used. You don't need brand new. Oh, so let's just preface this. When there's a big magefa in the time of David HaMelech, he counted the Jews. Hashem punished a bunch of Jews. A bunch of people died. So Hashem said, "You want to stop it? Buy this plot of land from Aravna, where he used to thresh the wheat." It turns out that place was what? Har Bayis, for the Makom of the Mikdash. He said, "Go take that place, bring some korbanos there." Aravna was so excited that there was going to be korbanos. The king is going to do korbanos on his name. He said, "I'll give it to you for free." No, I don't want anything for free. How much do you want? Turns out he paid him 600 gold. But it says in another pasuk, 50 silver. So which one is it? Gold, silver, 50, 600, big difference. 600 gold. It was silver and it was 50. Okay, sir. Whoa, what's the shot? If you take from each shevet 50, 50 times 12 equals 600. There's a problem that we didn't address yet, is it gold or silver? But the number, okay, we could go from 50 to 600, I get. Okay, there's two prices here. There's a small piece of real estate that's only worth 50 because that's the size of a little bama, whatever. But then he had to purchase the entire Har Bayis that's much larger, so that cost 600. The small spot where he did the carbon, that was 50. The animals, the wood, and the place was 50. And the rest of the Har Bayis is 600. Listen, and this is the raya over here. It's a tool that we're going to see what it looks like. Use these tools. Imagine I tell you, take my shovel, take my rake, take all these things, use it as wood. Isn't that old wood? It's not brand new, it's old wood. So you see, you can use old wood for a bama. Rav Amar Lach, but Rav is going to say, yes, it was a shovel, it was brand new, and the plastic still had it was in a box still. He took it out from Amazon, and then he gave him a shovel. Here, take. My Marigim. What does it mean, Marigim? I love when the Gemara does that. Yeah? It's man. What's man? What's a dvash? Yeah. But I don't know what it is. What's a Murgim? Turbo. Shkoyach. And what's a turbo? A mitashu turbo. Omar Abaya. Iza, the carcassa, this is even worse. Iza, which is a goat, the carcassa, the daishin dishay. Anyways, this is what we came up with. We think it was something like this. It basically, you do some wheat threshing with this. It chops down the wheat to small pieces. It looks like some sort of goat. When you pull it, okay. It's just, what does it say on the cereal box? Oh, that's how you clean the baseball. Yeah, that's where they got it from. I got it. Hello, that's easy. The carcass of the cascades. Yeah, what? It's a turbo. You don't know what a turbo is? Yeah. Mamish, that's the infield. I got it. Wow, great. That's what we should have done. How many minutes? We're over an hour already? No. Okay, good. We'll be done soon. It's 4:30 in the morning for me? Wow. So, listen, it makes a lot of sense. If you go on a plane, so it's not 4:30 anymore for you. Why? It is. It's jet lag. Okay. Shkoyach. It's like sharp blades. Chodosh, balpefias, a lot of mouths. Like it has a lot of these blades, sharp blades. Makle Rava Lebrei, Rava tells his son this exact question that we had before, and he tells him the contradiction. On the one hand it says 600 gold, and the other pasuk says 50 silver. Okay, he took from each sheva 50, which adds up to 600. But it's still a question. What do you do with the silver and the zav? You should collect. You collect silver which weighs 600 gold. In other words, nobody had gold coins. They all had silver. They all had dollar bills that equaled that amount of gold. The what's the word I'm looking for? The currency was silver. That's what they collected. They collected silver, but it adds up to 600 gold. One small sugya over here. It says that when you have these the lighter animals like a shlamim, you could eat it in the time of the before we had the Beis Hamikdash, you eat it in all the encampment of Yisrael. In all the places of Yisrael, not so much the camp. What, they didn't have camps in the Midbar? That what? They did have camps. First of all, this is like somewhat of what the camp looked like in the Midbar. Yeah? Ooh, I didn't show you this one. This is also Har Sinai, interesting one. So anyway, Yerushalayim lahar bayis machne Yisrael. So let's see this. We're holding over here. This one. So these are the three camps. We have the Beis Hamikdash, we have the Har Bayis, and then we have all of Yerushalayim up onto the walls of Yerushalayim. So all the green is called Machne Yisrael. Yerushalayim lahar bayis machne Yisrael. Har Bayis is Shar Nikoner, and from the blue, all the blue, the whole Har Bayis, until the entrance of the Beis Hamikdash, everything is blue. It's called Machne Levia. And everything beyond that point in the red is called Machne Shechina. V'hein hein klaim sheba midbar. So these are the curtains in the midbar, right over here. You see these curtains. That's like the Beis Hamikdash in Yerushalayim. Oh, so you see that they did have a Machna in the midbar. That even if Klal Yisrael picked themselves up in the desert and moved, you're still considered within the camp of Yisrael, even though it's moving. What's the problem? Says Gemara Pshita. I would think since they're moving, so you have to break down the Mishkan. If you break down the Mishkan, then you actually went out. Like you can't take a carbon and go out of Yerushalayim. You can't take a carbon and go out of the Beis Hamikdash. Certain carbonates you have to eat in the Beis Hamikdash. Certain carbonates you have to eat in Yerushalayim. But if you take a carbon that you're supposed to eat in the Beis Hamikdash and you take it into Yerushalayim, that's Yaitse. It's possible. If you take a carbon you're supposed to eat in all of Yerushalayim, you take it to Bet Shemesh, you take it to Tel Aviv, Yaitse. So over here, I took the Beis Hamikdash, I folded it up, so to speak. I took the whole Mishkan, broke it down to pieces, and that's it. So I put it away. Once I put it away, everything in the world becomes Yaitse. It's out. It's gone. It's like taking the Beis Hamikdash, lifting it up, sending it away to New York. So says the Gemara, possibly Yaitse because you broke it down. Kamash Malon. Maybe you did. Maybe it is Yaitse. It's already put away in boxes. Omakrav and also Oil Maid. The Oil Maid should travel. Avapisha Oil Maid, who the Torah still calls it Oil Maid, even though it's traveling. So it's never Yaitse. Rabbi Sai, thank you so much for coming. Have a wonderful day, wonderful evening here in New York. Thank you.
Merit the schus of spreading Torah throughout the world. Sponsor a shir today. MDYsponsor.com or sponsor at MDYDaf.com.